saints, TIs, angels of the Most High. It is I, and it's almost time to fly. So today is 7/9 in the year 2026, and I thought I would do something a little different. Well, I used to talk about this a lot, quite a lot more than I have been for the past year or two. This channel was started once Father woke me up, which was back in 2012. But I always knew something was up. As I say, something was afoot at the Circle K. Homie, don't play that. Okay, my whole life I've known there's something not right. But 2012 was what I always call my Shazam moment. And that's when Father started revealing to me that it's not just, you're not just having bad luck. It's not just, an ex-boyfriend or an angry copper or something like that that's mad at you, that's doing all this stuff. It's spiritual. And I used to believe in ghosts, which now I know are demons. And that's been my walk over the last, 20 years since Father started waking me up. He started waking me up in 2008, but 2012 is when I really had that BAM! Shazam moment. Okay, so the whole point is, Father told me to start and only be on YouTube. I've never done any other platform. I don't do Facebook. I don't even know most of the names of the platforms. Why don't you just tell me the name of the platforms? Because I don't know them all. But like TikTok and those kind of things, never done it. Father said specifically YouTube only, and he called me to start my channel about a year and a half before I finally did, which was towards the end of 2016. Okay, so I've been on here almost 10 years in October. Well, why was I in disobedience? Well, it wasn't technically disobedience the entire year and a half before I finally got online, but some of it was, okay? For about maybe a year, I had no access to be able to get online. I was homeless. I was being extremely gangstalked and lots of wild things going on. Never had an earthly support system. Our support system is in heaven, y'all. If you're the same as me and you haven't had any mentors or anybody like standing by your side or that you could go to, that's because our Father's got our back, Jack. But anyway, I was going through a lot of that, and I was still in fear at that time. And I thought, well, if I get online and I start saying these things, they're really going to come and take me out. And the enemy's camp was leading me to believe they could take me out. Well, if you're walking with Father, if you have a high calling, an anointing from Father, the anointing, right? They can't. Now, I am addressing someone who goes by Johnny Utah right now. You said that, well, first off, you called me a he. I'm a she. But we'll skip that. Maybe it was a typo. But you said that I didn't give you instruction on how to deal with dues. Well, I have. I've answered back in 2 different videos where you asked about that. And I've said it in several of my videos. I didn't want to make this channel about focusing on the negative things that are going on when you are targeted, because really it just means you're chosen by God, so you're hated by the world. So the target on our back is from Satan. So we're blessed that we don't fit in, and that, the satanic kingdom is coming against us. It means we've been called out of the world. Jesus said, if you were of the world would love you, but because you're not of the world hates you. If the world hated me, it will hate you too. If it persecuted me, it will persecute you. That's what we've gone through as chosen individuals. However, there's only 144,000 real chosen targeted individuals. The rest are fake, phony, liars, deceivers, okay? They work for the father of lies, and it's to spread confusion and disinformation across the world web of lies. But getting back to Johnny Utah, for directed energy weapons, what Father has given me, discernment that he's given me, downloads is what I call them, is you can fill up water bowls, water bottles, okay? You can just use your empty water bottles that you have. You need to be drinking a lot of water, TIs. That is very important, even without the heat. Most of us love water anyway, but just so you know, extra water for us. We need more water than most, okay? To deflect all the negative energy, fiery darts being thrown at us, which in the Bible, being targeted is known of as the fiery trial. In 1 Peter 4:12, Jesus Christ and all the disciples were targeted individuals. So we're in good company, okay? But you can fill up water bottles and put them throughout your room, and the water deflects some of the directed energy weapons. And Father showed me some of this when I lived aboard my boat, when I was not allowed to rent anything and had no extra money. And so I had a little sailboat. And so it deflected the water, and I got so much good sleep there. So, of course, they sent in military agents. That's right. Commanders in our own military, not ours, but the kingdom of darkness of this world. The high ups, not all military people are, wicked or anything, but the high level ones, they are fallen angels, or they work for the fallen angels. That's how they have their high positions. They're in all the courts. They're in all the, the politicians, the high ranking ones, okay? They're in all the law enforcement, high ranking. Again, they have their hands in everything. They're in real estate. They're in banking, okay? Satan's got his minions everywhere. But a literal military commander and his posse, the Satanic Clown Show, stole my little boat, my little rinky-dink tiny sailboat that I had to bail water out of. So I got that going for me, but the whole point is Father had shared with me, I didn't know that then. That was when I first, had been woken up only for maybe 3 years, 4 years. And on this walk, it's a walk, right? The closer we get to the Lord, the more he gives us, the more knowledge he gives us. Ask and you will find, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open, okay? So you have to seek, you have to want Father's knowledge, you have to go after it, and then he shares it with us. But yeah, the water will deflect it. Now, I don't know all the different ways to deflect it, but just imagine that there is a giant bubble around you, because there is actually, but if you think it and you spiritually imagine a bubble of light around you, which Father said we are protected in a bubble of light, and then you have repented for whatever, any kind of sin, any open door, unforgiveness, complaining is a huge one Father has showed me. Okay, I'm still working on that. But we're a work in progress, okay? Make sure you've repented and then ask Father to protect you and shield you from it. I don't know all the ways they're still able to do it. They can hit us to an extent. When I said they can't touch us, they can't take us out, okay? That's what Father showed me. There's been so many attempts on my life, personally, thousands of freak accidents and all that, which I'm about to mention in this video. I'm just warming up now. This video is going to be 70 signs that you are a true chosen targeted individual, and there's only 144,000 of us, real ones, okay? I'm sorry. So the whole point is, these weapons are fallen angel weapons, okay? So they can hit through the walls and all that kind of stuff. And yes, they still hit me with it, but it's not to the level, they want us gone, y'all. Should have been gone. And that's what I'm saying. They can't touch us. That's what I mean. We're Father's untouchables, if you will. We're the Most High God's mafia. You heard me? So let that sink into your spirit and know how powerful you as a chosen individual are through the Holy Spirit that works through you. Okay? If they could have taken this out, I would have been gone years, and I'm almost 60, y'all. Okay? You heard? I'm closer to 60 than I am to 50. So I got that going for me. And I got a lot more going for me too, because the Lord chose me. We're blessed, y'all. Don't let them think that we're cursed. And those that are cursed, they want to harm others. They seek out, doing wicked to other people. They're jealous. They radiate at a low level. They don't have love. They live in fear. Low level. Like the Pocostomous, bottom feeders. What do Pocostomous fish do? They suck up the stinky turds. Okay, so this video is going to be 70 signs that you are a really chosen, aka targeted individual. And again, being targeted is not a bad thing. It means you were chosen by the Lord. You were set apart for this time on earth, which is, we are wrapping it up. Okay? Wrap it up. So these are things that Father just gave me to give to y'all, and I probably could have wrote 100 of them. I actually stopped at 69, funny enough, which is the sign of Cancer, which a lot of us are born in that sign. And my little dog Beignet, the tiniest targeted individual that's gone home to be with Yeshua, who passed away 4.5 years ago, she was born on July 1st. And this is a special month for a lot of us. So it's funny that I actually ended on 69. So the 70th sign, I may have repeated it. I'm not sure, because I think I said something about it. But anyway, you're going to get at least 69 signs here, maybe 70, all right? That you are truly a chosen individual. All right. Number 1, you're an outcast from your family. Oh, I do have 70, okay, because that could be also number 2. Let me put that. And possibly adopted. Okay? Which I was. Both. So that's number 1 and 2. Okay, you couldn't, but I'm going to go by, because I put that both as number 1. You're an outcast. You don't fit in. You've been cast out. Number 2, you couldn't get away with anything your whole life. Like any little minor thing that anybody else, it's nothing, is a huge deal when it comes to you. I was always in the principal's office, and I wasn't bad either. I just like to laugh, and I knew school was bogus, right? I'm just gonna stick to reading these, because I could give a story about each one of these things, okay? The whole point is, I'm doing something. I forgot to say what I was going to do. I'm going back to what I was originally called to talk about when I started this channel. And that is not only that we have spiritual gifts, this is a spiritual battle that's manifested into the physical. And Satan uses his pawns, which he will jump in and out. The fallen angels and the demons jump in and out of people, just like in the movie Fallen. And they use people that do not have Jesus Christ in their heart. And then there's a group that actually let the demons, they want the demons to take them over. And these are the high-level witches and warlocks and Freemasons, oh my, that come against a lot of us. Okay? So when I was first called to make this channel, there was only one other channel on YouTube, this is 10 years ago, or 9.5 years ago, that was talking about how being targeted was a spiritual battle. And that was Dequita Carva. And she does not have her channel anymore. It was Mystery of Iniquity. And her and I connected over the phone many times. So I pray that she's all right. But anyway, I'm the only one left standing here, y'all. There are so many channels, so many very anointed, high-level, angelic army that are not on this YouTube anymore. So I am very grateful for y'all, the remnant that get through and actually make comments that are relevant about what I'm talking about. What you talking about, Willis? And I'm grateful for all y'all's prayers, and some of y'all have donated over the years, and I'm very grateful, y'all. I'm grateful that Father allowed me to have this platform. So, and I'm grateful. I'm still standing. So I'll start again since I just got off topic, but when I was called to do this, I was called to talk about being targeted and that it was a spiritual battle, and then share with y'all different things that I've gone through. And I mostly talked about being a targeted individual. And then I also brought in my dreams that were going on, revelation dreams, and some ways that I've handled witchcraft attacks, because I've been attacked by these forces my whole life. Okay, so if y'all want me to continue talking about being targeted more than talking about, revelation or anything like that, put it in the comments and I'll start making more videos about this again. Okay, and if y'all have questions, I'll try to answer them. Okay, so this is 70 ways that you know that you are really a targeted individual, chosen individual. Again, only 144,000 real, true, chosen individuals on this planet, Janet. You have been the outcast, the black sheep, if you will, of your family. Possibly you were adopted. 2, you couldn't get away with anything. Everybody else it would be no big deal, and with you, it's like a huge ordeal. Okay? 3, you were always caught for anything, whether it was like something innocent and they would make it into something bigger than what it was, or you get the picture. 3, you were always in trouble and others would get away with everything that you did. And these could be just tiny little things. Like basically you colored outside the line, go to the principal, right? No soup for you. 4, you didn't believe or care about school. Politics goes the same way, voting, all that kind of stuff. For me, I've never voted. I've never cared about school. Okay. It's like you had an inner knowing that it was all bogus. Number 5, you have spiritual and prophetic gifts. Number 6, you were bullied or made fun of or shunned. And this could have been from a very early age. Always on the sideline, right? Number 7, people copied you. You were a trendsetter. Even though they made fun of you, they would go and copy exactly what they made fun of. And still do. Trendsetter. 7, because you're a leader. Father has made you to be a leader, okay? Number 8. I skipped that class, and I really did skip that class. You never voted, and possibly, like me, you never got married or had children. Basically, you are not the norm. You go against the system. Okay, you color outside the lines. You read between the lines. Mark it 0, Donnie. Mark it 0. Okay, number 9. Number 9, you love nature and animals. Number 10, you hate when people lie and are fake. It really irritates you. Number 11, you've always been authentic. You've never been fake. You've never copied others. You've always been your true self. Number 12, you had a belief in Jesus or God without being told. Since you can remember, okay? Number 13, you possibly remember being in heaven. You may have thought it was a dream. You may have had dreams about it. You may have done something like I did. I tried to build with this like little Barbie dollhouse. I tried to build it to look like heaven, where it looked like, I said, this isn't the right furniture. I was very young, and I said, it's supposed to be see-through. And I could picture like a crystal city. Just things like that. You remember things like that. Number 14, people have been jealous of you from a young age. Number 15, nothing has ever worked out. Meaning like any kind of job you thought was going to be a career, relationships you thought were going to be that. This is the one. Places to live. any kind of creative endeavors where you thought you were going to open a business or whatever, there's always been some sort of roadblock or sabotage. Nothing worked out. Number 16, you had abusive parents or a parent, probably both, but at least one, and relationships, big time. 17, you struggled with addiction. This could be any kind of addiction. It could be alcohol. It could be smoking. Smoke up, Johnny. It could be overeating. Whatever it is. You know what addiction is. Okay, number 18. You've been stalked and set up from a young age. Okay, and this goes with the po-po after you, since you had your driver's license. That would be me. Innocent, but still stalked and set up. Number 19, you've had lots of accidents, and a lot of them were freaky, strange accidents, but you always walked away okay, basically unscathed. Sometimes you might get a little scratch or something, but for the most part, the Most High kept you safe. Number 20, you know you're here to do more than just get married, have kids, or have a family, raise children, have a job. Number 21, you knew or felt church was leaving things out. Something was not right in there, and you probably found it boring. You might have liked choir, though, but not church. It's like you didn't hate it, but it's like you felt like it was monotonous, right? They're just repeating the same thing, which Father hates. Repeat, 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 and leaving everything about Yeshua and the spiritual realm out. They didn't warn us about any of this stuff. When did you ever hear about this in church? You heard? No, we didn't hear, because they work for the father of lies. Those that are put in position in these churches. Not the little small mom and pop churches. I'm not talking about that, but these major churches, okay? Number 22, you love music and you possibly love horses. So there is 70, okay? But I put that in the same as number 22. You love music and you possibly love horses, even if you never had a horse. Number 22, you believed and read or still read mythology, like Greek mythology, things like that. Anything that Satan's kingdom says is fake, false. Number 23, you're drawn to very old cities and architecture. And let me also, while I'm thinking about it, you don't have to have all 70 of these things. But if you resonate with most of them, I'm going to say at least 65, 75%, then this is your thumbs up. Yeah, this is real. You've been chosen by the Most High God. Okay, number 24. You don't care about and haven't cared about being rich, famous. Possibly like me, you didn't care about getting married either. In the Bible, it actually says, and we will be as the angels who neither marry nor are given in marriage. Somewhere in the Bible. Number 25, you stand up and always have stood up for people that were being bullied and oppressed. Even though you yourself were bullied and oppressed and nobody stood up for you, you would stand for others. Number 26, you see things that others don't. Okay, you read between the lines. Okay. Number 27, you've had supernatural encounters, probably your whole life, since you can remember. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm off track, Jack. I've got them numbered wrong, y'all. I'm just going to keep going and not read the numbers, okay? Animals love you. Okay, the next one. Lots of traumatic events, including, like, for me, your pets were stolen when you were young. For me, a week before prom, I don't even think it was a week, my prom date canceled. That's right, he canceled. With no, we weren't fighting. There was nothing, because he was a setup. Okay, they have been setting us up from birth. They sent these people in to infiltrate us, gain our trust in our heart, and then hurt us. This stuff is real. Okay, but you've had lots of traumatic events. That's just two that are from when I was very young or a teenager. You deal with lots of slander. And this still goes on. You've been and are always sabotaged. Your electronics have been hacked, including your phones. You will notice, even like for me, you will call a number, and this could be going on for years and years. On different phones, you'll have different numbers, even different phones, because they steal or hack our phones and ruin them, break them. But you'll call, just say you're calling to try to inquire on an apartment, right? Which is always shut in our face. Like there were no room in the inn for Yeshua. He had to be born in a manger. So, of course, they slammed the door on Yeshua's servants, right? But like when I've called, this has been going on for 20 years. And I'll call like for an apartment, for example, one time, and then I'll call like something happened with the bank, and then I'll call maybe a shop to get directions somewhere. Just whatever it may be. It's always different things, right? It's always the same one or two people's voices. There's one woman and one man, and it's always the same one, because your phones are being rerouted. Okay? Always under surveillance. Your whole life. Number 29. I don't know if this is actually 29, because I think I messed up on again. I skipped that class. I see where I wrote number 24, 25, and then it went down to 24, 25, 26. So I wasn't really paying attention to my own scribbling. So there may be more than 70 here, y'all. You may get 2 bonuses, but we'll just we'll just say this is 28. Even though I think it's number 30. Okay, number 29. People, strangers, excessively and oddly and creepily interested in what you're doing. And they'll ask you, oh, where are you from? Where are you going? What's your name? How long are you going to be here? How'd you get here? How are you leaving? What's your dog's name? How old's your dog? Just weird things like that. It's not just a like friendly conversation like, hey, what's your name? Oh, glad you're in town. My name's so-and-so. And it's a back and forth. It's like you're being interrogated one after another. And they have to know what you're doing at all times. Yep. All right. Number 30. You have stars in your eyes. This one, I may make another video only talking about this, but this is what I'm talking about. You literally have stars in your eyes. Okay? That's more like a flame of fire, but it's still, you can see the star. This is like what mine looks like, even though I have more gold. My eyes are hazel. It looks like this. And it will actually look like an actual star in the sunlight. Again, if you don't have every one of these, it doesn't mean you're not chosen, but you're going to have most of them. Okay? It's called a starburst. Also, let me go ahead and say, you may have hazel eyes. Okay? A lot of us, I've found out, do have hazel eyes. And I was like, okay, is that big of a deal? What is the rarest hazel eye color? Well, that's hazel blue. But hazel eyes are quite rare, possessed only by 5% of the world's population. The rarest is hazel blue, okay? But still, 5% of the population, and I know several of y'all, like myself, have hazel eyes. And then I was led to look this up. In Yeshua's time, Jesus' time, most of the people with hazel eyes lived across the Mediterranean basin, in the Levant, Greece, and Rome. Okay, the Mediterranean Middle East, which is Judea and Galilee, where Jesus was from. This is modern day Israel and Lebanon, y'all. Is that not amazing? So there's something to that. Okay, let me continue. And this is a picture of her being anointed, which is one of the signs. I'm going to be talking about that in a minute. Okay, number 32, you have bionic hearing. Like you hear like yonk, 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 yonk. You can hear it far away. Angelic hearing is what it is. Number 33. Funny, I put this as number 33. Their satanic number. Which is when Yeshua died was 33. So of course the Freemason Nazis, which are run by the fallen angels, that's who they pledge allegiance to, if y'all don't know that. They love that number because they like to mock whatever Yeshua, Jesus did. But number 33 is you're harassed by noise. They say online it's called noise campaigns. I call it the noise clown shows. There are these orchestrated fake construction acts and drilling and hammering and nail guns and you know what I'm going to say, old Cletus and Jethro? I got the leaf blower out in the rain like an idiot, but I ignored the woman. All right. Okay. Any kind of noise that they can make, because that, like, breaks your connection with the Lord. It lowers your vibe. They want us to get angry, to not be able to sleep, to have no peace, because they don't have peace. So they try to steal it from us, to get us off our path, for a distraction, to try to trigger and provoke. And this is usually always orchestrated around us. Number 34, you have lots of coincidences and synchronicities. And this is almost every day. At least a few times a week. But usually this is happening to you every day. You have deja vu as well. Number 35, you travel a lot, or you have. Okay. Number 36, you have been homeless or you are currently homeless. Because our home is not on this world. We're not from here, y'all. Our home is in heaven. Number 37, you're isolated from society from a young age. They're always putting you, like you had to go to detention and all these different things to keep you away from everybody else. And like for me, I would have to come home right after school. If I was 5 minutes late, I would be accused of doing things that I wasn't doing. And really, really strict, like watching from a young age and control. They tried to keep us apart from society. Okay. Number 38, you've been set up probably multiple times and had false accusations. Number 39, you've had lots of theft of your belongings. Number 40, you've had identity theft because they want to be us. We are supposed to be wealthy, y'all. Did you know that? The Lord has anointed us to have wealth so we can help others and not have to struggle with just day to day, because your main thing when you're made homeless is, how are you going to find somewhere to rest is the first thing. A safe place to rest. And then the second thing is, how are you going to get food? And then of course your clothing as well. And if they're always creating these things, these problems, these issues, these setups and the sabotage and the theft, and if something's stolen, you got to replace that, then you got to figure out, and we're outcast from jobs and all that, then you can't, they're hoping that we're not going to fulfill our mission to the Lord. Now, they may have been able to delay it, but they haven't stopped it. And now, the book of Daniel that was sealed is being opened, and Father is revealing these things. And these wicked are being exposed, and they're being judged right now by the Most High God. Just watch them drop like flies. I'm not kidding. These wicked fallen angels that have manifested into human vessels, they're going to be done, son. So, you've had identity theft. There are people that have stolen your inheritance, or maybe more than one, like myself, over the years. You may have had break-ins and things were stolen. It could just be a few things. It could be your whole apartment, like myself. They even stole my photo albums, all my photo albums, my clothes. Yes. And broke all my furniture because that's something I guess they couldn't take out with them or didn't want to deal with it. Just crazy, bizarre things. And then you are always blamed for what they did. It's always your fault. Oh, you must have left the door unlocked. Even if I would have left the door unlocked, that makes me deserve to have everything stolen and defaced. And there was spray paint over everything. There was voodoo symbols on the walls. They spray painted the light bulbs black. They spray painted the walls, the doors, the bedspread. They slashed my pictures. They broke my little antiques. Back then I still had antiques. This was in 2012. They broke the heads off my little angel statues. And no, I wasn't worshiping angels. I just thought they were pretty little statues. And then spray painted the heads of the angels red. Just stuffed Mardi Gras beads down the toilet to where the toilet overflowed and it stank. Crazy, wild stuff I've experienced. And you think the cops help? This is when I finally realized they are part of it, back in 2012. And that's when I started really waking up. So they really hit me. They murdered my dog in 2013, in January of 2013, with rat poison. He died in my arms. It was very traumatic. He took his last 3 breaths in my arms. His name was Chewy. He was a tiny little targeted, sweet little 6-pound dog. And then if that wasn't evil enough, these monsters that overtook my building started leaving dead dog pictures in my mailbox and sliding it under my door, and laughed and mocked me for my dog passing. Just wicked things like that have happened to you. Just out of the normal, out of the things that would sound like you're either making it up or you've been watching too many movies. And this stuff really happens because you've got entire covens, more than one, okay? Covens, Freemason lodges, they do witchcraft, and you don't know that, okay? Military that have sold out, law enforcement that have sold out. And yeah, the cops said I shouldn't have left my door unlocked. And I'm like, I didn't. I locked it. If you're targeted, even if you're not, you think, this was in New Orleans, you think I'm going to leave my door unlocked even before I knew I was targeted? His hell to the no. But of course, they just came there. They made fun of me. They blamed me when I was raped. One of the times I was raped, which has been many, 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 many times, I went to the police a long time ago, thinking back then they were going to help me. Instead, they blamed me for it. They said I shouldn't have been wearing a miniskirt. I was in my early 20s and I still wore miniskirts. So it was my fault because I had a miniskirt on. That was the help I got. I'm sure not joking. And Father showed me back in 2012, you don't go to the po-po. They're part of it, okay? If you notice, a lot of my talks, I will talk about how the cops are always around whenever they've orchestrated some sort of fiasco to try to get me to react in a negative way. So they can step in and haul you off, right? But Father has got our back, Jack, but we have to be very aware of these things because they work for Satan, okay? Satan is the ruler of this earth, but the Most High is the ruler of the entire universe. So he trumps Satan any day. And Satan's time is almost up. So he's sending extra satanic clowns against us. So that's why I'm going back to talking about, things that let you know that you really are chosen. And then also I will talk about how to overcome it if y'all want me to start focusing more on this again, because this was the main part of my channel back for up until maybe a few years ago. Then I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. It's negative, but it needs to be talked about because there's so many fake chosen individuals, so many fake targeted individuals. And what they do is they block the real chosen remnant who have very few subscribers. And then they steal our information, and I believe that's why they've allowed this channel to stay up. So if you're getting through and you really are a chosen individual and you found this channel, Father he's using you for a mighty purpose because this channel is very hard to find. Okay? And it's so hard to handle now. They can't handle the truth. So these fake targeted individuals that have popped up their channels and they have billions of subscribers and get all these donations and all these thumbs up and comments and all this, they're fake. They're thieves. They're liars. Okay? And they stink. You smell like beef and cheese. All right? Anybody know that movie? He's a liar. Don't listen to him. He's an angry elf. There's your hint. Anyway, the whole point is, what was I talking about? Wrote a song about it, like the hit, go. We're supposed to be wealthy, y'all. And these bots that have demonic entities possessing them, as well as the fallen, they have stolen your identity throughout the years. And they are living off of what was supposed to be yours. But guess what? Time is up. Father is restoring everything to his children and giving us our crown of glory. Now, y'all. Now. Everything that was stolen from us is being restored to us sevenfold and being stripped from those that took it. And it's not going to end well for them is all I'm going to say. Let me get back to this, though. But you've had identity theft. You've not only had your your ID, if you've had a passport, they've stolen that. And then they've went and bought things, or maybe it's something as small like a gym membership, which they've done that to me. Or it could be something big like they may have purchased a house in your name. They could have rented apartments in your name. I found out they did that to me, y'all. It was like, oh, you were here and here and here, and then you skipped out. I'm like, I've never even been to those states before. It was in states I've never even been to. And just things like that. They want to be us. And they will even copy us, but then make fun of, the way we dress or our mannerisms, the way we talk. And then they try to copy. Because Satan can't create anything. He copies. Okay, the next one, 41. This one, I may talk about in another one as well, another video as well. But you have a mark on you, okay? It could be a star. This is a birthmark. It could be a star. It could be a Jesus fish is what I call it. It looks like a little fish, like the Christian symbol for fish, Jesus fish. It could be a cross, a dove, a tree, a flame. Just like that looks like a star, right? And then it also looks like a flame. Flame, right? What else? A heart or a diamond. Oh, we got slammers on the block. Hopefully this doesn't cut me off. I'm going to have to take it down a notch. I've got some watchers. I mean, they're always around me, but they're right here. So let me just take it down a notch. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Again, you have a birthmark, usually. Father said like the leaders have one of these birthmarks. It's either going to be a star, a cross, a Jesus fish, like a fish symbol, a dove symbol, a tree, a flame, a heart, or a diamond, okay? The next sign, that you are a chosen 144K. People stare at you all the time. They just stare. A lot of times they won't even blink. They'll turn their heads and gawk. Okay, number 43. You can't stand violence. You can't stand to watch it. It upsets you. You won't watch anything gruesome on TV or anything. Well, none of us watch TV, but back when you were young or online. Chopper alert. Got a chopper. No, that's another sign, but I didn't put that on here. But choppers are always following you around. And drones, too. Number 43. Or no, I said that. You can't stand violence. Number 44, you have an M, a half a moon, at least two of these three signs, and possibly all three. You have the M. I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard of the M mark on your palms, the half moon on your palms, which is above the M, and a cross. The cross is the rarest one. but more than likely you have 2 to 3 of those on the palm of your hand. Number 45, you know some things without being told, like you just know, spiritual things. And this is way before the internet or anything, you've just known these things. You're not getting your information from others. You'll get confirmation even from other channels that are like this, but you'll already know it in your spirit. It's a download from Father without being told. Number 46, you have had lots of traumatic events, one after another. You get over one and then the next one and then the next one. And sometimes you haven't even got over the first one. You haven't processed it and then the next traumatic event. Number 47, you shouldn't be alive. You've had multiple death attempts and you're a miracle. Okay? You are a miracle. Chosen, targeted, empowered angels. You are extremely empathetic. That's number 48. Extremely. You feel others' pain. Number 49, you can read and see through people. And that's one of the reasons people don't like to talk to us or be around us, because they know we know they're lying. Okay? Okay? Number 50, you love spiritual things. You love to study supernatural things, and you know it's real. Number 51, you've had so many witchcraft attacks throughout the years. Just relentless witchcraft and satanic and Freemason attacks, oh my. Chopper alert again, round 2. I'm touching a nerve here. Satan's kingdom is swarming like flies. And they're dropping like flies. Because you have had these attacks because you've been set apart. Number 52, witches, Freemasons, cops, military are always around you. And these aren't the low-level ones. These are high-ranking witches, Freemasons, the popo, the boss hogs, and the military. Like I said, how many people do you know that have had military that happen to live above them, or happen to go and live aboard a boat across from your boat, or an apartment and above yours, or a rented hotel and they move in above, or have had multiple landlords that were cops and sheriffs? Probably not many. Well, I've had all the above over and over again. Because where we live, they lure us there because they block everything, and then they leave one place that's the trap, right? So you always have to be focused on the Lord. He protects us, okay? And we're learning as these things are happening. We're overcoming the enemy. Through every battle that we go through, we're promoted a level. Okay. Number 53. You're isolated but never alone. And what do you mean by that, Lena? Well, I'm glad you asked. You're made isolated. You're not allowed to have friends, just relationships, whatever. And if you do have a relationship, they're there to try to lower your vibe, get you upset, get you off your mission, for the most part. But there's always watchers. There's always people around you coming in and out and watching. And if they can't get right next to you physically, they will be spying online, just whatever. They send demonic spirits. They send monitoring spirits, evil birds, evil insects to watch. Okay, let me see, are we still going? We're still going. Chopper number 3, y'all. I want to open my door in case y'all can't hear it, because the air conditioner is like a wall unit. It's pretty loud. I don't know if y'all can hear it through the air conditioner unit, but if it comes back a 4th time, I will go to the door, which is only like 3 feet from this bed. I'm in a little room that I live in. Yeah, that's something else. They keep us boxed in little rooms if you do get a place. Okay? They make sure that we don't own anything. Like for me, they stripped me of my driver's license, and I choose not to get another one. That's another topic for another day. But anyway, getting back to this. 54, you have a warrior spirit. I am the warrior, shooting at the Shooting at the walls of heartache, baby. Bang, bang, I am the warrior. What was that song? The Warrior. It was an old song. Okay, getting back to this. You have a warrior spirit. You stand against darkness. You stand against evil. You stand against injustice. You speak for those that can't speak for themselves. I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees because the trees have no tongues. And I'm telling you, sir, at the top of my lungs, quit chopping all my truffaloo trunks. And again, you love nature. You speak for the trees. And isn't that funny? They chopped down the trees wherever we're at. They did it again a week ago. Did it again. Oops, they did it again. Okay. Number 55. I can't drive 55. You have a lot of love to give, like you're overflowing with love. Not all the time, but 90% of the time, okay? There's days where no, we're not. But for the most part. But when you give it, it's not reciprocated. It's taken for granted or it's shunned. Number 56. You have a heightened awareness of what's going on. Number 57. You can't be paid off or intimidated. Number 58. You have been taken for granted your whole life and have fake friends around you, fake, those close to you are supposed to be. Those that are supposed to have your back never have. Number 59. Your voice has been silenced. That's my voice. My voice. I'm Samuel Jackson. Your voice has been silenced. Silence, earthling. You've been called names and mocked. Number 60. You're extremely creative or gifted. Number 61, you are highly adaptable. You can fit into any, like back when I worked all these different jobs. And it's like I'd done them before. I always picked them up real quick. Highly adaptable. You can fit into any environment. Even though we don't fit in, what I mean is you can adapt to it. It doesn't bother you. A lot of us have traveled and made homeless and have been able to deal with it, right? You can adapt to any situation. If they throw out one wrench in your way, which literally this happened to me. Wow, I just thought of this. I was driving, this is back when I actually drove, and my car started shaking. It was a Jeep. It started shaking, and I'm like, what the heck? And I pulled over, and my tire was going flat. You could hear it, and I looked. There was an actual wrench that had been thrown into my tire while I was driving. I kid you not. It was wild, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Freak accidents that don't happen to anybody else. Freaky things. Okay, so wrench in my path, right? But I adapted to it. I'm like, okay, so I can't drive, so now I got it. And I was in a new place, never been there before. It was hot out. This was years and years ago. And I walked and I figured out how to deal with it and how to get the tire off and all that kind of stuff. And roll it down the street. And I didn't even have to roll it, but like a block. And a guy picked me up and the tire. And I knew instantly he was safe to get in with. And that's another thing. We have huge discernment. Discernment of character. That's another one. Okay. By the way, when I said it sounds sad that we have a lot of love to give, but when we give it, it's not reciprocated. It's not appreciated. Or sometimes it's shunned. But it's actually because Father is our source for love and is all we need. Okay? The love of money, of other people, like valuing us, is false. Okay? Everybody has something that they're missing if you don't have the Lord in your heart. If you don't have Jesus in your heart. It's a hole that only Father can fill. It's a void that only the Most High can fill. Okay, here's one that I talked about in another video. It sounds strange, but if you have suffered with pain in your shoulders, like your shoulder blades, and this could be from a young age, possibly your neck area, your shoulder blades. It's not only because we literally are carrying the weight of the world on us, but because that is our spiritual wings. And the more painful they are, it's like the bigger they're growing. And it won't be the whole time, but it comes and goes, right? That's another sign. Number 63, you experience funny roadblocks, wrench. I just said that. That's funny because this wasn't on the same page. And I didn't write the wrench fiasco down because I just remembered it as I'm talking. But you have roadblocks all the time and distractions. But because we're highly adaptable, we can figure out another road. They can't stop us, y'all. They can't stop the move of the Most High God. You heard? Number 64, you are drawn to healing or counseling, and you probably have been your whole life. Number 65, you feel drained around crowds, big time, especially now. The later it is in this hour, the closer we are to Father's kingdom coming on this earth, the more we feel drained around crowds because the more they're being taken over by the enemy, by demonic forces. Okay, number 66, you always felt something was off. Something was afoot at the Circle K is what I say. Something's wrong with this clown show, okay? Like, it's not real. We're in the matrix of lies, right? Number 67, you feel and carry others' pain and burdens, kind of what I talked about with your pain in the shoulders and maybe your neck. You feel and carry others' pain and burdens. You feel for other people. You will literally start crying when somebody is telling you something, sad or traumatic or a loss they had or whatever. You don't even have to see the person. You'll just hear and feel it, okay? Number 68, you could have a spiritual meaning of your name, or maybe both your names, or it could just be your first name. It could be your middle name. It could be both your first and your middle name. But it could be a spiritual meaning. Number 60, that's something positive, all right? Number 69, you may look like an angel and have been told that you are an angel or you look like an angel. Okay? And this could be not just the little, oh, look at the cute little cherub. This could be like a Victorian angel, a Gothic angel. Angels from the celestial realm from way, way, way back. Like the first angels that were painted. You could resemble them. And number 70, you could have the gift, or probably do have the gift of prophecy. So those are 70 or more. I think there's like 73 or 74. I might have even put it 75. And that ain't no jive. And we're staying alive, staying alive. That's 70 to 75 reasons, hence, that you are a true chosen, targeted individual. So prayers going up for everybody. Put in the comments if you would like for me to start talking more about, being targeted and all that. Because I stopped doing it because I thought I'm focused on the negative. But Father has lifted me up through some trials that, I just overcame recently and helped me to get rid of some things that I've been battling. Some of y'all know what they were, and Father has helped me. So each time we overcome, we get lifted up to the next level. And now I'm where I can speak on it, and it's not draining my energy when I talk about it. But I still want to talk about when Father gives me some sort of revelation. But if y'all want me to start talking about targeted individual topics, how you know you're a chosen individual, how to overcome different things. If you want me to share some stories I've gone through, if you want me to share when I feel like I was awakened and I had the anointing oil poured on me, literally I could feel it going inside my head. Any kind of topics y'all want to talk about it, put it in the comments. I will try to start answering your questions as best I can. Okay, I love y'all. Just know that we're very, very close to the end. So keep your light shining bright, because there's no place like home.